Can you turn to the person beside you and say Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
And tell him we have a present for you. Everybody stop on that part, right? Welcome everybody. This is the final in our lecture series for 2024. This is a special one. We have extra special guests. All our presenters are special. But this evening we're going to talk about investment. And guess what? We're giving you a head start before the start of 2025. Normally we have this conversation in January, which is appropriate. But we're ensuring that you have a conversation from now. So even during Christmas, you can hold back a little, ensure you're ready to start spending and investing in Jamaica. Lots of great opportunities abound on the stock market that you hear from the experts today. And so, but it's also a time of sharing. Mandy, you have that mic? Can I go to
Yes.
But it's also Christmas, and we're going to be celebrating as well Christmas. And so we have a gentleman in the community, and I've been giving him voice lessons for many years. I'm proud of his work. The choir he leads just celebrated 20 years in the community, the South Florida Caribbean Chorale. Let's give them a big round of applause. I want to thank each of you for coming out, for being here. I know this is the time for Christmas shopping. My wife already called me and said, what time are you reaching home? Right? I will still have things to get, and they buy my gift, and I don't buy them gift yet, and so they want to ensure that I come out and spend a family time. So I appreciate you taking the time, but I assure you that the investment you make this evening, your time, if you're willing to take action, it will be worth this period that you have given here. So I also want to acknowledge Island Space. I want to thank them for being our partner. We come here every month. We have delivered some of the finest lectures by some of the top minds in Jamaica, right here in Island Space, and it's a great partnership. You'll hear more about how you can support. Let's give it up for Island Space. The one thing I'll tell you is that Miss Lou refers to certain clap as thank you. This is the only Caribbean museum in the world. Let's give it up for Island Space. So today we're celebrating the season. We're celebrating our country, Jamaica. And there's so much to celebrate. You'll hear more about some of the advances that have been made in the Jamaican economy. You'll hear as we go along. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. And you will hear this evening about pathways for you to start investing. If you have come here to just hear a nice lecture and clap and leave, you've come to the wrong place. Tonight we want to challenge you to step forward with the altar call and get ready to invest in Jamaica if you have not started already. How many persons here, just by show of hands, are invested in the Jamaican stock market? All right. So excellent growth. Good. So let me count the hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. How many persons, if you hear the right information, would like to get started in the stock market? Raise your hands. Excellent. So almost everybody here is interested. Excellent. So at this time, we're going to invite. Yeah, there's a link. People can watch. The event is being streamed live. So I'll share that as well. But at this time, I'm going to invite Mr. Steve Higgins to come forward and give us some Christmas cheer. Let's give it up for Mr. Steve Higgins.
Thank you. It's the most wonderful time of the year. with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all. With those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call, it's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Merry Christmas, everybody. Look happy. Look happy. There you go. There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. Long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are here. It's the most wonderful time, oh the most wonderful time, yes the most wonderful time of the year. Thank you. The other carol that I'll do for you is a tribute to Harry Belafonte, who we lost recently, last year to be exact. He made this one famous. I'll ask you to join me in the chorus, all right? Will you? You sure?
Hear this song.
Hear the drum? Long time ago in Bethlehem, so the Holy Bible say, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a new King born today, and man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Trumpets sound and angels sing, listen to what they say, that man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. While shepherds watched their flock by night, them see a bright new shining star, them hear a choir sing, the music seemed to come from afar. How Joseph and his wife Mary come to Bethlehem that night. Them find no place to born she child, not a single room was inside. Sorry. Room was inside. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a new King born today, and man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Trumpets sound, by and by they find a little nook in a stable all forlorn, and in a manger cold and dark, Mary's little boy was born. Long time ago in Bethlehem, So the Holy Bible say, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a new King born today. And man will live forevermore because on Christmas Day, trumpets sound and angels sing. Listen what they say, that man will live forevermore because on Christmas Day. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a new King born today. And man will live forevermore because on Christmas Day. Trumpets sound and angels sing. Listen what they say, that man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Thank you. Our carols are nice, eh? Don't it? All right. I've been asked to do one more. You prefer a Jamaican one or American one? What do I think? Miss Audrey, what are you trying to? I can't hear you. Will you guys like to come here and help me? All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. By Noel Dexter. Sing the chorus, clap your hands. No, hold on. No. Hello. Okay, so let's do the words. Sing the chorus, clap your hands. Say that for me, please.
Sing the chorus, clap your hands.
Not your hand. I didn't say your hand. Clap your hand. Come again. Sing the chorus.
Clap your hands.
Hello, Miss Pretty Lady who just come in. It's not your hand, sweetheart. Your hand. You said you? Those lips said yours. So come again. Sing the chorus, clap your hand, beat your congo, play your pan. Pan, right? Any trainees in the house? Spread the news throughout the land that Jesus is born. Jesus, our Savior, is born. Come again. Sing the chorus, clap your hand, beat your congo, play your pan. Spread the news throughout the land that Jesus is born. Jesus, the Savior, is born. But when it says sing the chorus, clap your hand, you have to clap your hand. You know how to do it, right? So let's do it. Sing the chorus, clap your hand. Hey. Sing the chorus, clap your hand. There you go. That's it. All right? You ready now? So you're going to sing with me. Let's do it. And thank you for helping me with singing for me. Ready? 2, 3, 4. Sing the chorus, clap your hand. Beat your congo, play your pan. Spread the news throughout the land that Jesus is born. Jesus, the Savior, is born. One more time. Sing the chorus, clap your hand. Beat your congo, play your pan. Spread the news throughout the land that Jesus is born. Jesus, the Savior, is born. Do you know the story? How the King of Glory come to earth, a baby born in a manger. But the world they did not know that was God on earth below. Treat the Son of God on earth like a stranger. Sing the chorus, clap your hand, beat your congo, play your pan. Spread the news throughout the land that Jesus is born. Jesus, the Savior, is born. Oh, great God above us, truly you do love us. Your cause of love on earth no one can sever. May we always do our part, show the love our loving heart, give you glory and glorify you forever. Sing the chorus, clap your hands, beat your conga, play your pan, spread the news throughout the land that Jesus is born. Jesus, the Savior is born. Sing the chorus, clap your hand, beat your conga, play your pan, spread the news throughout the land that Jesus is born. Jesus, the Savior is born. Jesus, the Savior is born. Jesus, the Savior is born. Thank you. CG, I'm out of songs. Your turn. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Am I allowed to say www.stevehigginsproductions.com? www.stevehigginsproductions.com. Your song? Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Steve Higgins. So if you see some persons looking like they're about to be in a movie, or just about to be cast in a movie, you're correct. We have some folks here that are going to be producing a movie right here in the community, and I'm going to ask them to just quickly come right on stage. Just come right beside me. This is from our Jamaican community producing a movie, and we have the writer, the producer, the entire team here. But guess what? They were busy rehearsing, but they saw the flyer and they said, listen, we have to stop rehearsing now and find our way down to learn about investing in the Jamaican stock market. Let's give them a round of applause. Tell us your name and about the project.
Good night, everybody. My name is Kamala Rimajine. I'm an author for the book called Her Majesty. The book has been out for about 1 year and 2 months, and my good friend here, Andrew, we decided to put it into the adaptation of a movie. So you want to tell them more about it?
Of course, good evening, guys. Thanks for having us. Consul General, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for opening the doors to us. We're excited to venture on this. Not a new thing for the Caribbean or Jamaica overall, but for all of us here, because this is in fact our first independent feature film that we're producing. We have worked on other projects, but this is our first. And thanks to Kamala for actually, giving us the inspiration by writing the book. So we're looking forward to networking later on. We don't want to hold the time, but we really thank you for having us and giving us an ear. And we really appreciate it, and we hope to speak with you guys later on, so you guys can learn more about it.
Thank you very much. Movie stars right here among us this evening. All right. So I'm going to ask you guys to take the front seat. I don't want anybody in front. You guys are front seat. All right. And I won't burst the bubble about who's going to be the lead role or nothing like that. Or who they're asking to come and play all kind of role. I won't say anything, I'll leave that for a surprise. So ladies and gentlemen, as we go along, I'll deliver my Christmas card, Mr. Higgins, as we go along. But at this time, I want to welcome somebody who is actively involved in investing in Jamaica. But I want to mention three quick statistics that I would like us to be aware of. Last year, despite all the travel advisories and the challenges that we had, Jamaica actually recorded its highest number of tourist arrivals, 4.1 million visitors to Jamaica. I also want to highlight the fact that in 2012, Jamaica's debt to GDP was at 147%. As we speak, Jamaica's debt to GDP is at 72%. People, I want you to get excited about Jamaica and we love. Now, a lot of people speak about, we do have challenges as a country, and we do have challenges with crime. And we want to thank the police forces who continue to work diligently, and whenever we have positives, we must share them. And the homicide rate is down by 80% year over year in Jamaica. So it's moving in the right direction. Let's give it up for our police forces. Guys, that's a fake clap. Let's give it up for our police forces. Jamaica's unemployment rate has moved from 14% to a record low of 3.2%. Jamaica land, we love you. Hear what I'm telling you, people? And sometimes, when we have a little negative, sometimes people want to just stick on the negative. But we must also share the positives. And this is Jamaica land we love. And this is where Jamaicans come together, work hard, and we can all share the great result. One gentleman who is investing and believes, practically investing in Jamaica, I'm going to give him a few minutes. He's the CEO of Bloomer Capital, Mr. David Mullins, member of the diaspora, and he will tell you a little bit about his project and why he's so excited about Jamaica. And he's going to tell you about 3 things you should look for when you invest in a country, right? Welcome, Mr. David Mullins.
Thank you very much, CG. First of all, I need to say thank you to the Jamaican Stock Exchange team, and especially Dr. Marlene Forrest for coming all the way to from Jamaica to Florida and to teach us more about what's happening down there. I don't think any of us pay attention to what's happening in Jamaica. How many of us know in 2019, end of 2019, what was the best performing stock exchange in the whole world? This one. Anybody know what was number 2? Vietnam. Anybody know what was number 3? The United States. Make you understand, Jamaica was number 1. Vietnam was number 2. The United States was number 3. So if you're not investing at home, you are missing out on all of that. That performance has not continued. What it means is that now is the best time to buy. Everything that is great is on sale, is what I like to tell everybody. It's on sale. Jamaican companies are on sale today. So the CG asked me to say a few words. He was teasing me about talking about 3 things you should look for if you want to invest in a country, a region, or an industry. And this is what I've been taught by Michael Leachin, who is our main advisor for Blue Home Capital. So 3 things you look for. Number 1, you want to look for where perception is different from reality. So that's number 1. Number 2, you want to look for places where there's a lack of equity capital flowing in, into the region, into the industry, into that country. And then lastly, you want to look for inefficiencies being present. You cannot make money in a perfectly efficient market. You need some inefficiencies. But we need there to be some interest in increasing efficiency. It can't stay inefficient. Right? We're not going to invest in a country that's going to stay inefficient. So let's think about it. 3 things. Number 1, lack of equity. Well, that's number 2. Number 1, perception is different from reality. So when Michael Leachin was trying to talk about getting NCB Financial Group, the largest financial group in the Caribbean, he wanted to cross-list it here in the United States and the New York Stock Exchange. And he did 60 roadshows in less than 30 days. US, Canada, UK. Every time you go to somebody, you know what they would tell them in the roadshow? Great house, bad neighborhood. They felt that Jamaica at that time was a bad neighborhood because we were having a fiscal problem. Right? Jamaica couldn't even borrow money on the international markets. So we had a problem. So they thought, great house, but bad neighborhood. Most of us know that it actually doesn't matter which house you buy in the neighborhood, as long as it's a good neighborhood you buy. So they were worried about the neighborhood. So when the CG tells you those stats, there's an even more important stat I want to leave with you guys when we talk about perception being different from reality. Perception is that it's not a good time to invest in the Caribbean. That they're scamming them T4 money, all these things we come up with. We know there are people that are investing down there making money. Right? There are people making money right now investing in Jamaica and the Caribbean. So the perception must be different from reality. We perceive that it's risky. Reality is that real money is being made down there. So last year, October, Jamaica issued debt in Jamaican dollars to foreign investors for the first time in history. Jamaican dollar denominated debt was sold to foreign investors. So you are here worried about why the dollar gonna move, what they're buying our debt in Jamaican dollars. So clearly not too worried about where the currency is going. It's been fairly stable over the last 10 years. So that's number one. But guess what? That same October, Moody's then upgrades Jamaica's rating. It upgrades Jamaica. 3 weeks later, Moody's downgrades another country because their debt to GDP ratio is going in the wrong direction. Which country is that? The United States of America. So if you perceive that it's better to invest here than down there, you need to think again. So that's number one. Number two, we talked about lack of equity capital flowing into the region. All of us think that China lending all this money to Jamaica. Right? China is actually not our number one debtor. We need to be very careful about when we spread misinformation on WhatsApp. Is the US, Canada, UK our largest debtors, not China. But yes, China is lending money to Jamaica. Dubai is lending money. Saudi Arabia is lending money. That's debt capital. We need equity capital, own shares of really good businesses. There's one company right now, I just drank their fruit punch. This company did 1.6 billion US dollars in revenue. It's headquartered in Jamaica. It's in 55 countries. And they can only buy their stock in Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad. What is the name of that company? Grace Kennedy. How many of us in there own Grace stock? Oh gosh. How that you're spending money buying it. You're telling all your friends, buy this jerk sauce this Christmas. And you don't own shares in the company. You know the company. You know the people who run the company. And you don't own shares in the company. You should get paid some dividends. When Grace Kennedy hits 3 billion US dollars in revenue, they're going to cross list either here in the US or they're going to cross list on the London Stock Exchange. What do you think will happen when they do that? You all wait till then. Perception versus reality, lack of equity capital. But the last piece we say inefficiencies must be present. Anybody in there will tell me that Jamaica is efficient or inefficient? Which one? Inefficient. But that is when we can make some change. Right? If you buy a company right now in Jamaica and they just improve their customer service, what do you think will happen? Just that. So I would say stop thinking that you can't invest in Jamaica. So I will close with one thing and then we'll let Dr. Street Forrest give us the presentation on the stock exchange. So with Blue Hole Capital, she specifically asked me 10 years ago, January 2014, to speak at the Jamaica Stock Exchange Regional Conference. It was January. I said, David, you served on the Jamaica Diaspora Advisory Board for 3 years. You've worked in private equity. You've worked for Jamaica National. You've worked for a hedge fund. Can you tell us, the audience, what it takes for somebody like you to write a check and invest back into Jamaica? Not send more remittances. At the time, we were sending 2.2 billion US dollars a year remittances. Today is $3.3 billion a year we send back. None of that is being invested. You give it for somebody to go and pay light bill, water bill, school fee. That's not an investment. Big difference. We could invest some of it. And I said, it's very simple. When I went on stage, I said, we're looking for 5 things. Number one, and this was my personal find. Number one, when you leave the home country of a developing country, I don't care if it's Brazil, Botswana, Jamaica, Malaysia, we don't trust the government. It does not matter who is in power. You've done a really good job of some things, but in general, you can't run business. You run it into the ground. Simple as that. So we don't want to do a diaspora bond. This is not Israel. So don't do a bond. I will not give the government my money to go and invest because they don't know how to manage it. It needs to be private sector led. That's number one. Number two, it needs to be run by someone from the diaspora with investment experience who goes back to the home country more often than those who've left and don't look back and don't know what happened. They need to know who to do business with, who not to do business with, how things really run in the home country, and how the diaspora knows things differently. We're not better, we're not smarter. Just because we come a foreign don't mean we're better than them a yard. We think differently because we've been exposed to some other things. And we need that. But then the third one is that you need a partner with a local financial institution that's known and trusted outside the region. Because we need to avoid the Bernie Madoffs, the Alan Stanfords, the Odins, the cash flows. Straight. We have to talk the things. right? So that's three. Number four though, where is it domiciled? If I'm going to write a check to you, where is this business going to be set up? What I said to them is for me to write a check, love Jamaica, love the Caribbean, British-based legal system, great jurisprudence. But we have one problem. It run on island time. CP time, Caribbean people time. It don't work. If I sue you in court, I should not wait 10 years to get a resolution. I shouldn't wait 5 years just to get the investigation started. So we need efficient court systems that need to be domiciled in the US, Canada, or the UK. Straight. That's four. And then number five, finally, it needs to be something that the person with $100 can invest in, not just $100,000. We come abroad and we feel like we're rich when we're converted back to Jamaica. But we're not rich here. And we have to try to explain that to the family. We are not accredited investors, so it can't be a private equity fund, it can't be a hedge fund, it can't be a venture capital fund. It has to be an exchange-traded fund, a mutual fund, or an investment holding company like what Warren Buffett has. The mutual fund and the ETF cannot be launched. There's a regulatory problem. It cannot be launched by anybody in the United States. So we went to create a Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett style holding company investing in public and private companies in the Caribbean, mainly Jamaica. So we own shares in 20 publicly traded companies listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange right now. We will take board seats with some of them next year. And as of this year, back in May 8th, we became the first US-based company to ever get qualification by the SEC to raise money from regular people, the average person. We can advertise to them, generate solicit, to invest in the Caribbean. So we did that as of May 8th, and we're excited to give people a way to invest back in the Caribbean. And it's $500 minimum, regulated, audited, transparent, and it's going to be listed on NASDAQ early next year. We look forward to working very closely with Dr. Street Forrest and our team because Jamaica deserves our investment. That's what they say, Jamaica deserves our investment. So thank you, CG, for time. Big up Jamaica. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you very much. My good friend, Mr. David Mullins, and keep up doing what you're doing. Want to appreciate your work. Give it up for David Mullins. Ladies and gentlemen, I will make one confession before the next speaker. Each week, from the comfort of my office, not during my lunchtime, no, not during work time, during my lunchtime, I buy at least a few stocks from Jamaica every week. I don't need to talk to a broker because I've been set up with my online program. So from the comfort of my office, I pick my stocks, I don't talk to anybody, I buy, and it's executed. So don't we hear the word inefficient? There are lots of efficiencies that people here are not aware of. And the Jamaica stock market is on the move. And the lady who has been at the helm of that change and leadership is right here in this room, Dr. Marlene Street Forrest. I want to give a big round of applause to her. And I'm going to invite the manager of the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, which you'll hear a little bit about, Nora Blake, who is no stranger here as well, to just do the introduction. Let's give it up for Nora Blake. And I should let you know that we are talking true partnership. Just 2 weeks ago, I was in Jamaica, went down, and we had signing of an MOU between a major festival and the projects, the Jamaica Social Exchange projects. I want to recognize Mr. Tyrone Robinson putting his money where his mouth is, right? So I go, yes, the second largest festival in the United States, the Atlanta Jerk Festival. Let's give it up for Tyrone. And he's giving part proceeds of the festival to the projects of the Jamaica Social and every ticket that is sold. All right, so we really appreciate the support and the stock market team. With 2 weeks, we just spoke about this 2 weeks ago, and they quickly mobilized and are up here because they're that serious about ensuring that we have investment in Jamaica. So over to you, Nora Blake. Thank you.
Thank you, CG. Good evening, everyone. Okay, thank you. Yes, it's my pleasure to be back here at Allen Space. And tonight, this evening, I'm here with my boss, Dr. Marlene Forrest, and my fellow manager at the Stock Exchange, our business development manager, Mr. Michael Johnson. However, it's my honor and privilege now to tell you a little bit about Boss Lady. Dr. Marlene Forrest is the managing director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange and director of both its subsidiaries, of which the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange is a subsidiary. Her mandate has been to continue the process of developing the Jamaica Stock Exchange Group, and particularly the exchange, in an atmosphere of transparency and fairness, while utilizing appropriate technology in providing the greatest possible efficiencies to the market. Dr. Forrest has a wealth of experience. She has worked in senior management positions at varying private and public sector organizations in Jamaica and overseas. Under her stewardship, and you heard some of the accolades in terms of being the #1 performing stock exchange in 2015 and 2018, but under her stewardship, the Jamaica Stock Exchange became demutualized and the US-dominated market and the junior market were launched. She also spearheaded the registrar division of the Jamaica Central Depository Unit when she served then as the general manager for that subsidiary of the JSE. Dr. Forrest attended the University of the West Indies, Mona, where she did her BSc in Management Studies, and she later gained her Master's in Business Administration at Barry University here in Florida. She's a certified business consultant and a member of the International Association of Professional Business Consultants. Dr. Forrest stays current with issues that impact the market, such as cybersecurity, data protection. We're very stringent on that at the Social Stock Exchange, the Stock Exchange in general, and risk management. And she herself, she's trained in these areas. In 2016, Dr. Forrest was conferred with the honor of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander in recognition of her outstanding leadership in the growth of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. In that same year, she also received the Afro Global Excellence Award for Global Impact from Canada for exhibiting great leadership, vision, integrity, and commitment to excellence. She was an Observer Business Leader nominee in 2017 and was also celebrated by the Institute for Gender and Development Studies at UWI as a woman pioneer. In 2018, she received the Rotary Club of Kingston, Eastern Port Royal Vocational Services Award and was recognized by Alex Imaha School of Greatness as the Business Leader of the Decade in 2020. Dr. Forrest was conferred with the honorary doctoral degree in public policy by the University of the Commonwealth of the Caribbean, UCC, in July of 2021. This for her contribution to nation building. She is also the 2021 recipient of the Sir Optimist International Jamaica Stella Gregory Award, which is presented annually to an outstanding woman who has excelled in her chosen field and has contributed to national development. This is pretty special tonight. She is the author of the book on leadership, discipline, discretion, and daring, and she's the co-author of Steps to Good Governance, and you'll hear a little bit more about that later. So Dr. Forrest is a Justice of the Peace and serves as a director of the Good Samaritan Inn, a Christian outreach aimed at uplifting the poor and the marginalized. She also serves on the board of the National Commission of Science and Technology and the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica Corporate Governance Committee. I am not going to say any more because I know she probably thinks I've said more than I should. But that is the stature of our managing director. Please welcome, put your hands together.
Wow, amazing. It is a pleasure for me to be here this evening to speak to you a little about investing in the Jamaica stock market. I note that we had David giving you quite a bit, and even CG Mair giving quite a bit on the stock market. I also noted that when asked how many people invest in the stock market, he counted 5. My question this evening is, how many people invest in the stock exchange in the United States? All right. And that is 10, because it's almost the entire room. Now, my task is to convince you to invest in the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the stock market. It is the same type of market that exists in the United States, except that the return on investment is more. Over the past 7 years, and I'm not going to the slide because there's a build-up. Over the past 7 years, your return on investment, despite the fact that we are in a bear market, has been 20% per annum if you were to annualize it. And I am sure all the persons in this room that have put up their hands, put up your hand and tell me that you have that return on your investment. The hand cannot go up. The hand cannot go up. So then the question is, why are you not investing in the companies that are listed on the exchange? We have already established that the economy is doing well, it's improving. We have already established that there is a confidence in the market in terms of just how the market has conducted itself and how the government has conducted itself in terms of the persons who are unemployed. Employment rate is down up to 4%. So we have to now consider, why is it that we are not investing in the companies that are on the stock exchange? Can I see the hand of one person who would like to tell me why they have invested in the United States, the stocks in the here, but not on the Jamaica stock?
How do we get involved?
That is correct. So you don't know how to get involved.
Exactly.
That's right. So this evening is a matter of telling you how to get involved. Let me first establish that the Jamaica Stock Exchange is regulated by the Financial Services Commission. It is also what is called self-regulated, and so it makes its rules and they are approved by the Financial Services Commission. Nora described the fact that we are demutualized. What it means is we separate our commercial activity from regulatory activity to ensure that there is confidence in the market. And our aim, as our tagline says, is to have a fair, efficient, and transparent market. So the idea is really to ensure that companies are listed on our market and investors invest in the market. I'm going to go first by how do you invest in the market? You invest in the market, we have what is called brokers. So you haven't seen my slide turn because I actually want to read the rule. We have what is called brokers in Jamaica, and these brokers are approved by the Jamaica Stock Exchange. We have what is called issuers, and those are the companies that are listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. How many persons can tell me 1 or 2 companies that are listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange? We have 105 companies that are listed, representing 152 securities. But let me see the hand of those who, someone who can tell me company or two that are listed on the exchange?
On the main stock exchange,
Yes.
you have Grace Kennedy, you have Caribbean Cement, you have Careers Limited. My company that I invested in is the Winton Energy Company.
Winton.
Right? And you have First Rock.
Or have some companies that I'm sure of it, and then there are others that not be familiar with. You want to tell me one? Jamaica Broilers. Anybody else want to tell me another? We talk about National Commercial Bank already. Any other? JMB, Lasco, and all of these companies are listed on the stock market. So those are the issuers, and they are properly regulated. You see, because I think also one of the issues that we are having is confidence. So these companies are properly regulated by the Jamaican Stock Exchange, meaning that they must put out all their information to you every quarter, and also their audited financial statement every year, and other information, if it is material, must be sent to the Jamaican Stock Exchange. So they are properly monitored. Now we trade those securities on the market, and we trade through a broker. So if you wanted to buy securities on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, you would call one of our 14 brokers, and they are listed on our website, www.jamstockxex.com, and you call the broker and you say, so I'm going to go to the ABCs. I want to invest in a company that is listed on the market. And the broker will probably ask you certain questions, know your customer. You had to do that when you invested on the New York Stock Exchange, in companies you had to. So it's no different in Jamaica, because sometimes one feels that, oh, you can do it in America, but you don't have to do it in Jamaica. It has to be done as well. And so the broker will also ask some other questions, like, what is your risk appetite? You know, so he knows whether it is moderate. Will you take a little bit more risk by investing in some junior market companies, right, which are growth companies? Or would you invest in the main market, and which are they? You know, so he'll ask certain questions such as, do you want dividend paying stocks? What does that mean? That means that the stock, the company, each probably annually will pay a dividend, will pay you something out of the profit that has been made. And those people who invest in the United States understand that, but that's what it means. And so these are the questions the broker will ask. They'll ask you for things like your TRN or your SSN and other things in order to open what is called an account. That account is opened with the broker, and it also is an account that resides at what we call the Jamaica Central Securities Depository. That company is a subsidiary of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So when the information gets there to open an account, and it is opened, you can say to the broker, let us do this. I want to buy some stocks now. The next question is normally asked, how much do I need to invest in the Jamaica Stock Exchange? And somehow people feel that is a whole lot of money. But Michael, you might want to convert it for me, because we normally say to people, look, we have stocks as small as $2, as $1 too, right? $1.80, etc. Now, it is not feasible for you to invest in one stock. One stock, not one company, one stock. So you know that you can't invest that $1. But what is the amount that likely you would encourage people to invest? And I normally say 5,000 to 10,000 to start. And that is not US dollars, right? How much that works out to Michael? $62. Can you believe this? And And so, because you're starting and you want to experience it, we say, okay, start with that and see how it goes. But CG Mair also said something. After you open that account, so you're getting the picture?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So after you open that account, what then? What do I do then? CG Mair spoke to the online trading platform. And I'm going to give you a story about that same online trading platform. When, annually, they have the diaspora conference. You know about it, right? Okay. And at one of the conference, they raised the issue of not having access to the stock market. So we said, okay, let us ensure that this thing is technology driven. And just because of that, we went ahead quickly to develop the protocol and the technology for you to trade online. But I'm going to give you another story on that. Because when we did that, we had so many of our Jamaicans taking up the opportunity. But those who said they wanted it, yours truly, did not take it up. Well, yes, we told them about it. So this evening is encouraging you to say there's an easy approach after you have opened that account with the broker to now sit in your living room like CG, not when he's at work, so not when you're at work, and determine what you want to do. Do you want to buy more shares in the company that you first invest in? Or do you want to sell those shares? Now, what happened is that we operate with the NASDAQ trading engine. Everybody know about NASDAQ here. I don't have to tell you about what NASDAQ is. Right. And so it is an efficient way in which stocks are traded. Very, very efficient. And so when we operate like that, you know that it is first world, right? Right. So when you go now and you sit in your living room, you can determine that you want to fund the account, because there are two accounts you're going to have. You're going to have an account where you buy your shares in, and then you're going to have an account where you fund. What account that you buy your shares in, you also sell. But funds, because obviously funds must be in place in order for the transactions to settle. Right? Those transactions are not going to settle if funds are not in place. So our trading engine and our settlement backbone look for two things: that the inventory is in place for the transaction, and funds are in place if you are going online, trading online, for you to do those transactions. Because we have never had what is called a failed trade. Let us give a hand to the stock exchange for that, please. We have never had a failed trade. The stock exchange operates an exchange, and it operates a central security depository. And what happens is that it is called tightly coupled, hug on to each other, right? So that if the inventory is not in your account, Miss Author, it will not, you cannot say to sell those to Mr. Producer, right? It cannot. It has to be there, so that confidence in the market is important. CG, tell me when to stop. Yes. Right? So, right? So that is a system. And I must tell you that we have in Jamaica over 330,000 investors. What does that represent in terms of our population? Nearly 20%. So they got the Kool-Aid and they are drinking it. They are drinking it. They are saying, look, we need to create wealth too. for wealth creation. Actually, when we look at the statistics, we would have seen that remittance, despite what David just told you, remittance to Jamaica is down. So if you're sending less money to your people down there, you can put it in investment. Put a little of that now in the stock market for your enemy. The report has been very, very good, even, I am emphasizing, in a bear market. We have over 2/3 of our companies paying a dividend. So you see, when you don't get it, because remember now you know, when you invest in the stocks, you don't realize the gain until you sell it. Right? Am I correct? So the thing go up and down, up and down. And some people watch it every day, go up and down. But you don't realize that gain until you sell it. But what gain you really get quickly is that dividend. It comes into your hands. And in order to know exactly what is happening, because you could be investing in, you could be using all 14 brokers if you wanted to. The Jamaica Central Securities Depository has a customer service online portal. CG, you know about that, right? You can attest to it, right? And what it does is to say this. How much stocks and so I have in total? I can go on every day. Every single day, whilst I have signed up for the portal, I can go on every single day and say, look, I have this amount of stocks. This in Mayberry, not calling any name for preference. This is in JMB, this is in that. And it also tells you the value of your stock. So if you had bought 50,000 Grace Kennedy at $3, it's how much that come up to? My God, you can do that math. It's 150,000 or something like that. You will know it gives you that value. It also gives you the value of, it also tells you when dividend is paid and the amount you would have received. So it tracks all of that for you. Let me see the hands of those who you will have to send less money abroad for the remittance. Because when you invest some of that, you can say, look, I'm going to use some of that to help anti-clear. Yes? You understand what I'm saying? So you put aside a little. And that says one less. America, they love to consume. So it said one less shoes when we saw it on TV. One less shoes, one less that. So it's that in order for a society to grow or an economy to grow, you have to know the social issues. Because if you address those social issues, you will have more persons who can benefit and more those who can actually after that invest in the market and the country grows. So this is why we have the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. And we have been doing a good job in terms of the projects that have been put on the exchange. We Alpha, there is a project for Alpha, Miss Nora, Alpha, that can, and a few others. And just a little before I finish my presentation, I'm going to ask Miss Nora to come up and tell you a little bit more about that. But what the aim is to lift totally Jamaica, whether it's on the social side or on the financial side. And whereas there's a saying that men build wall and not enough bridges. The stock exchange is a bridge to both investors and issuers. Those who want to raise money and also those who want to invest and be wealth, create wealth for themselves. So tonight, what we're asking you to do is to look at this particular area of the market in terms of raising capital or investing. Just a little bit more about the stock exchange, the market. We have a market capitalization of US $13 billion. We are partners with the World Sustainable Exchange. We are a designated exchange for Canada. And we are a member of Association of the World Federation of Exchange. And we provide information to Bloomberg. So we are little, but we are good. Yes, man, we Talawa. Talawa, no? Yes. But we're Talawa. So we give, and I did speak to you about the, the SMEs, which are the junior market and the benefits there. And I am just flipping through to see what I did not tell you. And then, what is next? What is next? What do you want to see the stock exchange do next? We are very You want to tell me? All right. Oh,
I had a question.
you had a question? Ask the question, man.
I was just gonna say, can you borrow against your money once you're in it as collateral?
Oh, yes. I did never mention that, no?
Yeah.
That's a bad one. Oh, yes, you can borrow against your money because it is collateral, right? So the pledging of those securities take place right there in the JCSD. And then you continue to own them as you know what it is. And then you benefit based on the fact that you wanted to buy the car or the house or whatever it is. Right. So that's a good question. Thank you. And so we have some exciting new products coming on stream.
Hold on. I suggest we finish and then we're going to take the questions.
All right.
I know you've been waiting for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we live on an island, and we are concerned about climate change, just as all the world should be concerned about climate change. So we have partnered with the government, and we have produced what is called the Jamaica Green Bond Guide. Green for environment, and the bond for loan, and the guide is to tell you how you must do it. So if you want it, there is some trillions of US dollars that are looking for homes to invest in green products. And so we will next year, in the first quarter, have a green bond market. What that means, if you wanted to, these are new products. These are loans to the companies. And we are encouraging our companies also to look at how they green their own environment. And that's a part of what we are going to be doing next year. So that market will be there next year. Next year also we'll be trading of government bonds. So many people here might have bought government bonds. I think it is David that said we raised monies in Jamaican dollars recently. But these are local bonds that if you are a part of the market, if you have an account, you can buy these bonds that are trading, that the government has trading. And we will have, although we have online trading platform, we will be having the mobile application, the trading engine, right on your phone. All right, so all of those things that you will be able to do next year. And they can, and you can, we are encouraging you. Michael has just told me that you can now download just the mobile app. But next year you'll be able to trade using the app. All right, so that is our sustainability agenda. So those are just a little bit of what we are going to be doing next year. But I must tell you too that we have not gone this far just by sitting down. And I talked about the 200,000 investors. We do market education. And one of the market education that we do is our conference at the beginning of each year. So I'd love to see as many of you here at the conference. It's January 21 to 23, right there in Jamaica, where you meet the movers and shakers. You can ask more questions about the market. You can see what else is happening in the overall economy. And so we are inviting you to that conference, January 21 to 23. I hope to see most of the faces I see here this afternoon. Now, you can also attend our seminars. We have what is called an e-campus. electronic campus. And we put on seminars in terms of market education. And you can you can go onto our website, see the information that is available there, and see which courses you want to do. If you want to do a portfolio management, if you wanted to learn about data protection, all of those courses are available to you. And actually, they are all certified. So these are some of the things I would like to leave with you. And now I'm going to take my seat. But before I won't take my seat yet, I'll answer questions. But what I want to do is to wish you all happy holidays.
Let's give a big, big, big round of applause to Dr. Street Forrest.
You have some questions, some tokens for questions? First, the questions are answered properly. Okay. All right. Yes.
We're going to take some questions. I want to quickly point out that we are going to be having a delegation going to the conference, the expo in January. What are the dates again?
21st to the 23rd.
21st to the 23rd. So listen, if you are interested in joining with our delegation, we're going to negotiate something special for the stock exchange. Please give me information at the back. And then two, if you would like to get started, which I expect everybody to do, please leave your information. Somebody from the stock exchange will follow up with you. All right? So we're going to go into some questions. My friend at the back has been waiting quite a while. Just tell us your name and then your question.
My question is, when you do sell your stock, is it Jamaican dollars that you get your money? Yes, if it is Jamaican dollar securities that you sold, because we have a USD denominated market, and if you bought into that market, the securities on that market, when it is sold, you get your monies in US dollars. So that there's an option for you if you don't want to have Jamaican currency.
Okay, another question? Dr. Nelson.
Please stand when you think.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for being here. I learned a lot just now.
Thank you.
But what's been running in my mind as I listen to you and absorbing information for my own purposes, how much of this kind of knowledge are we imparting to our young people in schools in Jamaica, colleges, high schools? I'm just wondering, how are we educating our populace on money marketing and money management?
That's an excellent question. We have what is called a stock market game. And that game is a simulation of our market, a real market. And we're in 45, I think, high schools across Jamaica. And so we go in, we talk with the principal, we said we want to introduce the game, and the game is introduced. So it's played among the schools. They get prizes and all of that, virtual money to play with, and they understand. And we have out of that now persons who are reporters, who are investors, and we also are at the universities. And where else are we? All the universities. And we also have a public game in Jamaica as well, because we want to get people involved and understand the market. Yes. And all of that, no charge.
Okay, each person now, when you stand up, I want to ask a question. I want you to stand, announce your name, say your question with pride, and yes. Please step up, my lady.
Hi, I'm Joan Sigree. My question is, to invest, do we need, there's a certain number that Jamaicans use? We use Social Security here. Do we need that number to invest?
You need either your TRN,
yes,
or your SSN. So we will take your Social Security number as well. Yeah?
Very good question. I want to recognize, as we welcome the next question, all the repeat persons who have been coming to our lecture series. We appreciate you. You're valued customers, and we put you in a loyalty program. Welcome, Mr. Charles Spence. Who is next? All right. We should have a best outfit tonight.
Good evening, Dr. Davis, let me see. So I have a follow-up question to the TRN versus the SSN. Seeing that the SSN is how the US tracks you for taxes. And you said there are no taxes on our gains. So would it be recommended to go with our TRN number and not get tracked by Uncle Sam? Oh,
That's a true question that I cannot answer.
okay, well, I take both, but it's our discretion which one to use.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So we need to clarify. There's this thing called fat cap. Yeah. Let's start with that. It's the fat cap. So every financial firm outside the United States is required to ask if you're a US person. You are supposed to say yes if you are a US person, which means you have to give them your social security number, even if you want to use a TRN. If you don't give them a social security number and don't report it to the United States, they will know anyway because the financial institutions outside of the United States are reporting it to the IRS. So they will find out and they will confiscate all of the money because it's together. It all untrue. There's secondly though, it's not just fat cap. Remember, if you have an account outside of the United States that your name is on it, not that it could be a parent's account, and that's more than what, 55,000 US dollars, you are supposed to file separately every year that your name is on that account. You don't pay tax rates, but you need to file. So do not try to dodge taxes. The United States is one of the only countries in the world that charges tax on global income. Jamaica does have a double taxation treaty with US though, so we won't pay 30% withholding taxes, right? We pay 0% in Jamaica on the capital gains. In the United States, you'll have to declare it, and it's 15% you're going to pay here. But there's a certain amount they can make overseas without paying taxes. I think it's about $124,000. So please talk to your tax advisor. Do not try and hide. Trust me. But don't mind that scare, you know. Just follow that. Might make you sound like why you would.
Everyone, my name is Chris, and I have a question about the TRN and Mike. Oh, hello. Sorry about that. Yeah, my name is Chris, and I have a quick question about the TRN and EIN number? Well, SSN number. What about, can you trade as well as a private company in the US? I know there's like private trading firms, and another one is what's you guys I guess perspective on cryptocurrency?
When you ask about trading as a private company, if you have a company and want to buy stocks,
right?
Yes, you can. We have an environment which is our data digital asset market, and the digital asset market is for digital securities. But we have not yet introduced anything in the way of cryptocurrency. We are staying away from that a little until there is a proper regulation and environment to trade cryptocurrency. Any other question? I know we're standing between you and going to shop, right?
One less. One less.
Yes. After the
Yeah.
Any questions? No further. So we have questions for you now, right? Yes. So this shoe is on the other foot. Uh, so we want you to name, and then the show of hand, the person who shows his hand first wins. Name 3 companies on the junior market.
All right, anybody, I want anybody, once you're talking, please stand, right? Stand and tell us your name, sir.
Hi, my name is Forrest. 3 companies on the junior stock market. It's Honeybun, Indian Pharmaceuticals, and Image.
All right, you are correct, and so you will get a prize after the event. You can get your prize now. Please give them a round.
All right, next question, Doc.
Next question is 3 companies on the main market.
Hold on, tell us your name and
Good evening, my name is Jamil, and in the tree on the main market is Lasco, Grace
No,
Kennedy.
you have to say last one. Which one?
Oh, okay. All right, scratch that one. Oh, Lasco Financial. No, that's on the back. All right, so we have Grace Kennedy, we have Caribbean Cement, and we have Blue Mountain.
No.
Oh, NCB.
But we're gonna give you a prize, but we want 3 different ones from each. Different one? Yes. And then hopefully RGR, Lena. And Lena? All right, okay, you get that, so you'll get a prize as well.
all right, well done, Dr. Spence.
Jamaica was #1 performing exchange in which year? Years.
Who was that answer? The captain over there, captain. Ladies and gentlemen, captain with American Airlines, one of the first captains with Air Jamaica. Give him a round of applause. I taught him to fly a few years ago and he's doing so well.
Well, thanks for that. 2018.
2019.
He's so gracious, he allowed somebody else to win the prize. He's gracious. All right, who's next?
Natalie, and that was 2019 or 2015. 2015 and
2015 and 2018 or 2015 and 2019? I said 2019, so you would still have to get his prize, right? Yes. Yes, we're gonna have to clarify that whether it's 2018 or
I'll get to it.
but we can make it that
Yes.
Yes. It's 2 years, yeah?
Okay, you know what? That's here. That's like
Yeah.
All right. So, Captain. All right, well done.
Okay, and what is the date of the JSE conference in 2015?
All right. Michael Rose, it's January 21st to 23rd.
That is correct. Please give me my hand.
Well done. That's it?
I just give up.
Oh, Monday. Oh. Oh, guys, photo, can we get a photo up? Tony.
Yes.
Ready, guys?
Yes.
All right.
The next person who won.
I don't want to block it. Oh.
Yes, with the second.
Give it to me regardless. He tried.
All right, the next, the winner cap. All right, two of you.
Sorry, no.
You bring her back. What else? You never get it.
No, you are looking this way.
You have to look to the camera.
So one more, just quick look. You gotta look straight. You got it? Yeah. Well, sure, we can always look here.
And once you get a gift, it is automatic you have to invest this evening. And Dr. Spence. Ladies and gentlemen, the former marketing director for Air Jamaica, Charles Spence, coming forward to Air Jamaica in the house.
Air Jamaica in the house.
Air Jamaica. One of our regular visitors to the lecture series, Charles Spence. He's on our frequent visitor program. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, where's Mandy? Ladies and gentlemen, you have just been treated to one of the most sought after presenters in Jamaica, one of the most knowledgeable on the Jamaica stock market, and an individual perhaps can be credited as taking the stock market now to a complete different level, as we said here in Jamaica, soaring to new heights. And I want to publicly recognize a lady of excellence, a Jamaican who has made us proud, Dr. Street Forrest. We're going to do a special presentation to you. Let us stand, please, as we recognize Dr. Street Forrest. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see that we didn't quite finish with it yet. It was almost there for the benediction. We're coming in for the benediction. And even though we haven't done the collection yet. Ladies and gentlemen, who in here now is ready to invest in the Jamaica stock market? Raise your hand. Tony, this is what I want you to take the picture of now. Raise your hand, guys, with confidence. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do this. We are proud about Jamaica. We think about we. If you want to support Jamaica, raise and invest in Jamaica, support your families, and have real return, who'd like to invest in the Jamaica stock market? Raise your hand. Proudly. Not halfway. So you get a picture with this? Now listen. My next question is this. We are going to be going down as a delegation in January. Even if it's just a few of us. We're going to the expo. We're going to set up a special code for the Florida group, or the South Florida group, Southern United States, because we cover 13 states from the consulate. But who is here who would like to join this CGN team to come down to the expo? Raise your hand. All right. So you're getting a name. So listen now. Specific instructions, because sometimes we come and we raise the hand and thing and we go home and forget about it. We want action, not a bag amount, right? So we have at the back here, please indicate that you want to invest in the stock market. You're going to get a paper. They're going to follow up with you and connect you with one of the brokers in Jamaica. And if you want to come to the expo, you put your name down for the expo. So we have the names. We can create a WhatsApp group. We can communicate with you. And if you used to perform with TLC, you are supposed to come. Let us recognize one of the members from TLC here. Give her a round of applause. TLC in the house. Well, you look like TLC, but you don't know. Straight to talent. All right. Um, I'm going to invite Island Space. This is Monday. Now, every month we come. I know we're wrapping up. Persons anxious to leave. But I just want to say, we cannot do this type of education, this type of work in the community without support, without partnerships. And every month we come here with Island Space. It's the only Caribbean museum in the world. And we partner together to provide this to you free of cost. Everything here for the whole year, 12 presenters we have had, free of cost. But there's a cost to keep this operation going. You saw staff who greeted you, were there with the refreshments, who did the online streaming, all of this. And I'm going to allow Mandy, who is always so supportive. Let's give it up for Mandy. And I also want to recognize Stephanie, there, who has been here from early, putting all the arrangements in place. And Khalif back home watching from Jamaica and boasting off on David Muir, right? We congratulate them. Mandy, please say a few words.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. First, we want to thank CG Mair for always choosing Island Space to host CCG distinguished lectures. We want to thank Mrs. Forrest, Dr. Forrest, for being here and educating us. I am not Haitian. I'm sorry, I'm not Jamaican. I am Haitian. However, my husband is Jamaican, so I'm going to invest where my kids can grow up and have fun over there after I've done all that. Now, for here, I do want to say we are, yes, the only Caribbean museum in the entire United States, and we truly believe that we are the only ones in the world. This means that this is now your home for those that have never been here before. And when you come home, you always have to leave what my husband say, a little something, right? So what we're gonna ask is we're gonna do a cultural tithing where we're gonna pass a green bucket around and we're asking that you guys donate anything that you may have. $10, $20, $150, anything. This will go to hosting more events like this free of cost where we're able to show you how beautiful all of our countries are. Sounds good? Yes. Thank you so much, Stephanie and Julie. Oh, sorry, Julie is making your drinks. So Stephanie is gonna go around and pass out the bucket.
And it's not compulsion, guys, so don't feel pressure, but if you'd like to contribute, not throwing water on your thing, man. Just letting people know that.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Give it with love, store it above, give it with a willing heart, right?
Yes.
And we have a gift for you on the back, courtesy of Jamaica Stock Exchange. You're going to leave with a book this evening. Because you have waited here to the end, we are going to give you a book courtesy of Dr. Street Forrest. She wrote a lovely book, 2 books, and I believe you're going to get a book when you leave as a Christmas gift. Can we give a big round of applause to the Stock Exchange? And she's going to sign your book. Dr. Street Forrest will sign your book for you. You can get your picture with her. She's a big celebrity in Jamaica and globally. All right. So please take your picture with Dr. Street Forrest and have your book signed. Nora, where should Dr. Street Forrest do her signing? She's coming to the back. Please line up, guys. You don't want to miss this moment. This is the only individual more popular than your own Consul General. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So please line up for your signature, your signed books. Please form a line, guys. Please form a line. So as you go up, you're gonna get a book. Listen carefully. You're gonna get a book. You're gonna sign up to get more information, invest in the stock market, as well as the expo.
Okay, sure. That's all right. Okay. There you go. That's it.
You said you're from Haiti or your parents from Haiti or you were born there? Now you can. I know.
In a picture, I guess Tony.
My father and he will never do that.
Where's Tony?
Yes, because
Where's Tony? Tony?
everything. Take the whole back to exactly. It's dangerous, and everyone in the guys are happening. It is so true. Yeah, they're very. Like you. Thank you so
Yeah, put your pants. Go to that. Do this area. Get him again. Next to the road. I think that was like. Right? Okay, everybody, we're going to now get our put the stone down. This is what the church looks like. Now, everybody, yeah, so I've been looking at happens. Oh, yes. I mean, I think that general yeah, that's it. That's fine. That's the yeah. You guys beat
Are we vegan?